The Legend of the Werehorse. Tikong is a farmer. He is abusive to his animals, especially to his horses. The people in his town knows this, but they kept silent about it. They live far from the city, and Tikong is the only one that they can ask to borrow money in desperate times. Because even though Tikong is also a farmer like them, he owns the land they are farming, and he owns a lot of animals. What's worse about Tikong, other than being abusive to animals, is that he adds big interest to what the people owes him. The day of the collection of debts, Tikong went out early. Before he goes to his neighbors to collect their debts, he will go to the forest first to check his beast traps to see if he catches an animal. He decides to ride on his horse. He continuously whips his horse's back even if it's already bleeding. He arrived at his beast trap and saw that he captures birds on his trap. He went down his horse, took the nets full of birds and brought it with him on his horse. His horse obviously is having a hard time trying to carry him and his heavy nets full of birds, but still, he has to go to another beast trap he set up the night before. When he arrived, he saw a deer. It was already so weak. Beside the trap is a baby deer. He was lonely and hungry because his mother is trapped. Instead of having pity to the small deer, he took a knife and ended its life. The mother deer began crying. The animal softly asked help to the goddess of the forest. Even though Diwani, the goddess of the forest, was far, she still heard the mother deer. She also heard the birds' cries on the nets and the heavy whipping of his horse. Out of nowhere, Diwani came. Tikong was so surprised to see her. He knows that it is not human because it just came out of nowhere in front of him. But he was so amazed to see how beautiful she is. She was shining so bright like the sun. She was also wearing jewels with beautiful stones from head to toe, something he's never seen before. She is also wearing a crown. I heard the cries of the animals you abused. Your cruelty towards the animals and everything else in the forest, also to human being, is something I cannot just let pass. Because of that, you will be punished. You will be trapped in the body of the animal that you abused the most. Until you learn how to value respect others, you will stay that way. The voice of the angry Diwani echoed in the forest. Tikong was stunned. After an hour, Tikong went back to the town. He is alone and he looks like he's not himself. He told everyone he owes him money that they are already paid from their debts. He also released all his animals and then he went back to the forest and was never seen again. The townsmen were shocked. Some say he was maybe enchantedly influenced or maybe he just lost his mind. Who would have thought a greedy and abusive man like Tikong will just change and be a good one day? 10 years passed. A group of teenagers got lost in the forest. It seemed like they were just going around a circle. They realized it and they just sat down and think. Then an old man came up to them and asked them where they are going. They told him that they got lost and it seemed like they were going in a circle. The old man looked around and told them to reverse their clothes. They were shocked and asked why. The old man told them that the werehorse is the one causing them to get lost. The teenagers are more confused now and ask what is a werehorse.
It is an animal from the dark. It was once a human, but because it is so abusive to animals and to his own kind, he was punished by Diwani, the goddess of the forest. He was trapped in the body of the animal he abused the most. That's a horse. Instead of changing his ways, he went to the god of darkness to ask for a favor, for him to return to his body. But the Wani was so powerful, he remained trapped inside the body of the horse. But he didn't stop there. He asked the god of darkness to make him stand like human and have great powers that will make him able to hurt more people and animals. The god of darkness gave him the power to run as fast and become invisible. And third, the ability to make people get lost in the forest.
The old man said. The teenagers cannot believe what they are hearing. They ask why they have to reverse their clothes. The old man told them that it is the only way the werehorse won't be able to see them. They followed and thanked the old man, and just like that, they got back in town without getting lost again. And from then on, the stories about the werehorse spread through town. Hi, did you enjoy my story for today? I am here again to share with you some informations about the werehorse. It's tikbalang, tikbala, also tigbalang, tigbalan, tikbalan, tigbulan in Tagalog. It is a creature that is half human and half horse in Philippine mythology. A werehorse is a tall, bony humanoid creature with the head and hooves of a horse and disproportionately long limbs to the point that its knees reach above its head when it squats down. It is believed that they have the power to get people lost in the forest, and the only way to counter it is to reverse their clothes, believed that the werewolves can't see you if you do that. There is a superstitious belief that in the Philippines, if it is raining while the sun is shining brightly, it is said that there's a werewolf that is getting married. Thank you for listening to my story. See you for more.